was on my knees, weeping in brokenness, praying my Father's heart for humanity. Deep, guttural weeping over my sins, others' sins, and the pain and suffering my own family has endured over the years. God's tears in my soul were tears of sorrow, and yet as I cried, I could sense His hope arising in me. I saw each beautiful face of those I love, and I perceived God's passionate love for all of them. As the pain of the moment turned to hope, I began to perceive myself in the Spirit running alongside a most beautiful Jesus on a seemingly endless shoreline. We were not merely jogging together, but our pace was an all-out, high-speed sprint. He was closest to the water, but the waves would periodically lap into both our paths, pressing wet sand in between our toes. He was dressed in a contemporary white cotton shirt and white Docker pants, and my bridegroom was breathtaking. And although in a full sprint, he smiled, the exertion was nothing to him. I wore a white, loose sundress that billowed behind me like a bridal train as I ran, step to step with my Savior. It was exhilarating. I felt no pain, no exhaustion, but was only fueled in my spirit by our pace. I questioned, Lord, what are we doing here? And we both laughed at the awkward ignorance of my question. And he replied, we are running through the sands of time. We are running through the sands of time. When I walked the earth 2,000 years ago, I only had a short span of time to place my feet on the physical sands of time. But now, through my sons and daughters, I can and have walked through every era and every age on these sands of time. We run this race today because we are nearing the finish line, and the culmination of all things will begin to manifest on the earth now. He smiled as he spoke, neither one of us missing a stride, side by side in perfect pace as we raced to the finish line. He broke the silence, quoting Hebrews 11:32 through chapter 12. And what more shall I say? I do not have time to tell about Gideon, Barak, Samson, and Jephthah, about David and Samuel and the prophets, who through faith conquered kingdoms, administered justice, and gained what was promised, who shut the mouths of lions, quenched the fury of the flames, and escaped the edge of the sword, whose weakness was turned to strength, and who became powerful in battle and routed foreign armies. Women received back their dead raised to life. There were others who were tortured, refusing to be released so that they might gain an even better resurrection. Some faced jeers and flogging and even chains and imprisonment. They were put to death by stoning. They were sawed in two. They were killed by the sword. They went about in sheepskins and goatskins, destitute, persecuted, and mistreated. The world was not worthy of them. They wandered in deserts and mountains, living in caves and holes in the ground. And these were all commended for their faith. Yet none of them received what had been promised, since God had planned something better for us, so that only together with us would they be made perfect. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. So I say to you, do not grow weary, soldier, O runner of God, for he runs with you to finish the race. This is the beauty of the race of perseverance.